Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe football show, and it's time for your Leeds versus Newcastle post-match chat. Leeds United picked up a point against third place Newcastle. On another day, it could have been all three, but it was a definite tale of two strikers. One's a dud and one's a killer. It is what it is. Listen, we're going to pick the bones out of it. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. Let's get into it.
I don't think I do it.
Arsenal started like a house on fire. Signing number 2 for this new era. It's Judgment Day, people. Yeah! What did your boy tell you? It was never in doubt. Never in doubt. Don't believe in any luck. I believe I'm self-made, yeah. So yeah, folks, as I said, a tale of two strikers. Patrick Bamford, absolute woeful penalty. Cost us the game for me. Cost us all 3 points. I think if Leeds United were to score a second in the time that we had it on the 30th minute, I think we go on and win that game, you know. I do. I think with Sam Allardyce, we're able to defend for our lives. I mean, even on the context of the game, they had two penalties. They didn't really create anything from open play. And when you consider the players they have at the disposal, the form that they're in, again, it's another good defensive display. You know, Big Sam said himself, did really well defensively. But he's been saying to them, stay on your feet, stay on your feet. What they're doing for the first pen, is it Voba? Terrible. Firpo fell on the way as well. I think if Firpo stays on his feet, we're able to deal with this situation. Junior Firpo gives away a second penalty. What his hands doing up there, I'll never know. What I will say, when we went 2-1 down, I thought that's us. I thought we were beat. So they showed good mental strength in order to come back. What a start it was, by the way. And I do think Bamford deserves some praise, because I think his centre-forward play today was of a decent level. He was involved in the build-up to the first goal, a little combination with Jack Harrison. Good cross and, a good header by Rodrigo. Great save, Pope. That's what he does. But, you know, Luke Ayling there was on hand to find the back of the net. I think it was Isak who was caught napping, and Luke Ayling fired us into the lead. And Big Sam said how important that first goal would be. And, you know, I do think, you know, we get the penalty. Junior Firpo brought down by Joe Linton. Good forward play by Firpo, not so great defending, and I don't know if it was a straight red or a second yellow, but I don't think we'll see Firpo for rest at season now. I think if Cooper's fit, he'll come in at left centre-back and Voba will slot in at left-back for me. But yeah, it's a definite penalty. And listen, those that haven't, go check the watch-along. As soon as it happened, I said it's got to be Rodrigo. It has to be Rodrigo, especially when you consider the week that Patrick Bamford's had. He's had to come off Twitter, which shows it shook him mentally in order to come away from that. I think it's the right decision if that's how it's making you feel, but it also didn't fill me with confidence in terms of, is he the big man to step up on the biggest occasion? You know, Big Sam said afterwards, I've just kept the penalty order the same as it was before. I bet he's ruined that. You know, Rodrigo should have scored it. Context, Rodrigo did miss his last penalty, but I think in the form that he's in compared to Bamford, he finds the back of the net. Leeds United are 2-0 up, and I think we win the game, and a win would have been absolutely massive. It would have, you know, took us out of the relegation zone. As it is, we're still in there. So as you were against Forest, they've just got a 2-2 draw against Chelsea. Let's just hope and pray that City batter Everton, so that we're just a point behind them with 6 still to play for. What I will say, I thought there were some good performances out there. Rasmus Christensen, I've many times said that guy's a terrible footballer. He's actually more apt at centre-back. That you know, that chest thumping kind of heading everything, tackling everything, celebrating moments is better suited to him being at centre-back. I think he gets far more exposed at right-back, and I'm happy for him to keep his place there. Robin Flaccid, a little bit harder today. It's like he'd been on Viagra. He was good in the middle of the park, and, you know, he's played there before for Germany, played there before for his previous club, and I don't think he did himself, you know, ashamed today. I'd much rather see him there and Rasmus at centre-back. Luke Ayling was good. Junior Firpo, less said the better. Again, he was shaky against Mahrez, and he was involved in both their goals, really. And although but conceded the pen, but he was involved somehow. He got himself sent off, etc. So yeah, we don't half make it harder for us, for ourselves. I thought Greenwood was okay in the first half. I think Forshaw would have played for full 90 if he could manage for full 90, and we did improve when he came on. Jack Harrison tried. Rodrigo was good for me today. I want to give flowers to Weston McKennie as well. Another good performance from him. I don't think many other players covered more distance than him over the 90 minutes. So, showing us he does care. And maybe a couple of weeks now with Sam, it's helping the fitness, because that's a definite issue for the squad. I think they massively dropped off when Bielsa left. And but less said about that, the better, because I could go on all day on that stuff. Look, I mentioned at the start, Taylor 2 strikers. We give away 2 silly penalties, and Callum Wilson dispatches them with a plum. He'd never scored against Leeds. He was always scoring in key moments for us against other teams, but yeah, he dispatched them easily. I thought Robles had a good game in the net for Leeds United again, and I'll say it again, and I know Big Sam said the same. We defended pretty well today. We defended pretty well. Just, slack moments, lapse of concentration, etc. But, Big Sam will find a formula and find a back four that he'll be settled with, and that'll be Firpo out of it now. I think Koch works in midfield. Rocker rightly was benched. Didn't see the pitch today, which I thought he might have late on. Nonto as well, I understand, didn't really do much when he came on. Could we have brought in Cree potentially? But, we have to take positives that against City, we've lost 2-1, and then we've gone to Newcastle or gone against Newcastle at Ellen Road and got a point. I thought the crowd were absolutely immense today, so hats off to them. Carried on getting behind the lads, and the lads deserved that as well, because their heads didn't drop. We didn't capitulate like we had done in previous games, under previous managers. I genuinely thought when we went 2-1 down, that would be us. And, it proved not to be the case, which is good. And, Eddie Howe, he brought on St. Maximan, he brought on Anthony Gordon, and that did worry me, but they didn't really have a focal point. So then he brought on the young lad Anderson. But, they had a big moment. I think it was the free kick, which Firpo got sent off for the challenge on Gordon. I thought we would get one more big moment, and it wasn't to be. But the performance, I said before the game, would you have taken a point? And I think the majority of us would say yes. I know it's hard, and we did deserve all 3, and I think Big Sam said that as well. Because if we score that penalty, we win the game. I'm that confident. I would have put money on it at that point. 2-0 up at home, crowd bouncing, we'd have won that game. And I think, what was it? Not even a minute, maybe 2 minutes after, they go up the other end and we give a penalty, But yeah, I don't want to see Patrick Bamford on penalties again. I just think it was mental of him to even step up. I guess it shows a lot about his character. Big Sam made the reference after about Rodrigo not wanting it enough. If he'd have really wanted it, he'd have tried to wrestle it off him. There's something in that as well. But no one really questioned it, and I think they should have. They're with these players week in, week out. But Luke Ayling, captain today, and I thought he played well. Maybe should have said, you know what, Pat, let's move it on. Give it someone else. I don't want to see him on pens. I knew as soon as he stepped up, he has not got the capacity. I do not have the capacity, to find the back of the net. You just knew, and it was such an easy save for Nick Pope. And then his head went for a little bit afterwards. But a lot of people say, "Oh, Bamford can't start, etc." There's no one else that can do what he do. People say his hold up play is a fallacy. It was okay today. He did well up against some combative centre backs, and I just think as well, like, we've lived to fight another day. I think that's the key point in this. By getting a point, by not losing, like Big Sam says, we must not lose. We must score first. We did them things. I just think having played first and third in the league, West Ham, we can go and get 3 points there, because West Ham have a European Cup tie on Thursday. We'll play tomorrow against Brentford. European Cup tie Thursday, and then they play us. And hopefully they beat AZ. Or maybe it goes to extra time. How nice, how sweet would that be if it was to go to extra time? And then, you know, they patched up. They patched up on the Saturday then that we play them. You know, go to the London Stadium. Yes, it's in London. But I just think, you know, we're improving under Big Sam, and that'll continue. I thought the selection was right. I thought Robin Koch, everything was right up until Patrick Bamford missed that penalty. And, you know, I can't defend it anymore. I do defend him in terms of his centre-forward play, but, you know, you need a clutch player in them moments. I think Rodrigo would have been that. Again, bit of revisionism because he missed his most recent penalty, but he had to be the man to dispatch it today. I don't think one person, bar maybe Patrick, believed he would score. I don't think. I knew straight away. I was hiding and everything. Nah, we're done here. I just want to give props as well, like to the midfield, because yeah, Joe Lunton got on it a lot, but I don't think we were that overran. I thought they did well, and I think the performance was good today against a team that are chasing Champions League, that are third in the league. This ain't the old Newcastle. This is a new and improved Newcastle. So 2 good performances on the spin now. We have to take it into a team that are only a couple of places above us. Safe, yes, but you know we have to look at that and see that as being winnable. Tottenham drew today, I think, 2-2. They definitely can be got at as well, and we've got to take it to the final day. I feel like it's going that way anyway. You know, Everton should get beat tomorrow by City. Leicester should get beat by Liverpool, which it's another week we're still in the hunt. And if we can beat West Ham, even if Everton get a result away at Wolves or whatever, we're still in it on that final day. And that's what Big Sam wants. And I think that's what we'll get. And then, you know, we've been in that scenario before and won the game, haven't we? So I don't think it even matters so much about the opposition, bar City. I think, you know, we'll be well up for that. I'm actually all right about it. You know, fuming at the time with Bamford, but where we're at now, I'm okay. We live to fight another day. We move, and hopefully we pick up 3 points at the London Stadium next week. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Smash a like, subscribe, comment, and all that jazz. Listen, we're getting so close to 20k. So yeah, to get there before the end of May would be amazing. And as I say, I'll hopefully see you tomorrow for Everton versus City. Peace out now. Leeds.